David McCracken here with the Isaiah Projects. I'm here with Yael Eckstein from the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. We both have a heart for the persecuted Christian community, but sometimes it's hard to put action as our commitment to the Christian community in the Middle East. In this case, over the weekend, we had the honor of delivering humanitarian aid both to Druze and Christian communities in Syria. Yeah, I want to get a little bit of a background.
Yeah, well, first of all, I have to say that it is incredible how quickly you have acted. The second that David heard of what the fellowship is doing inside of Syria for the persecuted Christian and Druze communities, he said, "We're there to help. Whatever is needed, we'll do." And he wasn't just talk, he was action. Within 5 minutes, taking tangible action in order to donate the food needed in order to help those persecuted Christians and Druze inside of Syria. And so this project actually started when the Assad region fell. It started in December 2024 when the Christian communities inside of Syria were being targeted, persecuted, killed. And the fellowship said, we can't help all the persecuted Christians in the entire Middle East, but it is the responsibility of Christians and Jews and the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews not to turn our eyes when right over Israel's border, Christians are being persecuted. And so we started working with the Israeli government to get permission to bring the aid into Syria that we would be donating. It was just last week that the Israeli government and Israeli army said, okay, bring the aid, the medical equipment, and the food boxes to the border with Syria. And as soon as we're able to, we're going to bring it in to help those persecuted Christians and Druze inside of Syria. We brought the aid up to the army base thinking it would take at least a week or two until all the logistics were figured out. But as God has his plans, that night there was a huge massacre of the Druze community inside of Syria. And the Israeli government and army said, we can't wait any longer. That night, the aid that together we donated and brought up to the border was brought into Syria and distributed to the Christian and Druze communities there. So right now, praise God, we're in the middle of this operation. We continue to distribute more food, more medical equipment. And as the needs arise, I think both of us have stood with our pledge that we will be there to provide for whatever they need to save lives right over Israel's border at Syria.
As we know, covenant land comes with covenant responsibility, and we are in a reborn Israel with Jewish sovereignty. But does not mean that we ignore our neighbors next to the border. Remember, we have Druze communities, we have Christian communities that have families in Syria, and they're asking the leadership of our government to help out their families next to us if it's under Israeli control. But we can go ahead and then have the accountability to know that the food is being delivered by our own people. It makes all the difference. So thank you so much for sewing into this sacred project. There'll be a link below for you to donate. Again, thank you for the honor, for the way you have put a team together to make sure that the people who need it get the humanitarian assistance they need.
You have responded with Hineni. Here I am.
Here I am. Blessings from Israel, and keep us in your prayers.